castmate, but now you're my producer. Like, but yeah, I try to fuck with him every time he comes to set. I printed a bunch of chair backs, which is like for your seat, and one was Bean Winchester, and then number 10 on the call sheet. So, yeah, I remember he saw that. And then I did one Jensen's ankle. Classic. But yeah, the others, they're just terrible. Like respectively, Nita wrote me a letter from production on the back of a call sheet by hand that was like, please stop farting on something. Because I do that. That's another thing that I do. I find it very irritating. Again, everyone else fucking hates it, but hey, comedy. But yeah, I guess, yeah, she put a plunger in my trailer that was like covered in Nutella. So there's that. We scare each other a lot on set, because it's really not hard. It's really not hard. But yeah, that's pretty much it though, but we'll see, season 2. It's gonna be a
Here's hoping for season 2.
Here's hoping.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, your turn.
I want to, when I went for the autograph, you say something from afar, but I didn't catch it. So I nodded, but I was like, I don't know what was that. You pointed at me, and I was like, the shirt?
Oh, I pointed at you because you were in Jojo's line. And I was like, I'm your fucking favorite. Don't forget. That's what I was saying, and I was like, she's never met me before. She has no fucking clue what I'm saying.
Jojo is not around. You are my favorite.
This is being recorded, by the way.
Yeah, I know that. I wanted to ask, you said that like the road so far on the hook was one of the lines. There are songs, there are lines that the characters say. I don't know if there's a line or a song that you can think of and that hits you. Like, when I was coming here, you were talking about the characters. I thought, maybe have you ever tried to sing like Eye of the Tiger and just pretend to be a male fella?
I know what blooper you're talking about. Yeah, we do sing a lot on set. We actually had, we planned a bit. This it's so dumb because objectively when we look back, we were like, this is the first episode that we were back, so it was episode 2, and there was a whole scene that got cut, probably because we did this, where it's Mary and John, we're sitting in the back of a car, and Lada and Carlos are in the front. And it's like this long emotional scene, and at the end of it, we started singing, what is the song? Has anyone seen Anchorman? There's like a whole, no.
Yes.
There's like a whole, I can't remember the song.
Afternoon
Delight. And so like we literally just started sitting there, and I'm supposed to talk about like something super dramatic, as John always does. And we start singing Afternoon Delight. And we sang like a minute and a half on a day that we were on like 4 hours overtime. They called, like, after we sang it like a minute and a half, all 4 of us. And it was just silence. Like, no one laughed. And they just called cut. And then they're like, reset. And I remember I looked at Megan and I was like, we fucking suck. Like, we suck so bad. Yeah, so we had bad timing with that. But yeah, we sing all the time. A song from Supernatural that got me was, obviously Carry On My Wayward Son, like that is just cliche. But there's the song from Styx. Renegade. And I started listening to that. That's one of my favorite songs, but that was from Supernatural. Yeah, and then favorite quotes is like, I like it when I do the whole bitch. But it doesn't really work because I can't. It's different if John says that to Mary. It's completely different. So we've not done that. We tried to do our own thing, which is where like she would just hit me in the shoulder. But that just stemmed from real life where Meg abuses me. But yeah, so yeah. But no, the music is like, I don't know, music and supernatural is like, it's a character, it's its own thing. It tells so much of the story. And that's the really, really cool part of having Jensen as a producer, is he named his fucking kids after Led Zeppelin. like he cares. And so yeah, it's really cool because they put a lot of thought into the music, into the moments. So yeah, I'm hoping the problem is I realized like how many songs didn't come out till late 70s. And like that's when like the real good like rock and roll came out. So we'll see. But yeah, I guess those are my favorites. What about you? What's your favorite?
Well,
I'll put you on the spot.
Carry On and actually Renegade too. Yeah, it like listen to it.
It's not so easy when I put you on the spot, is it? That's how I feel up here. I'm like, stop asking questions.
I was thinking about
I don't know if I can undo it. I'm gonna be real with you.
that player is controversial.
It's good. I promise you, I'm gonna have to have a talk with Jensen after that. He's gonna be like, dude, it's not coming off.
Just own it.
Yeah, that's confidence, right? That's what old fashion is. Oh my god, what is it doing in my pants?
I think that's illegal.
But yeah. Oh, another question. Cool.
I was wondering, wardrobe-wise, have you taken anything home from the set? I promise you won't tell me.
Oh my, actually every piece of clothing that I wear when my bag gets here, every piece of clothing that I wear is from the show. Yeah, I'm cheap. So I don't like to buy things. And I was like, I fuck with John's fashion, so let's just do it. It's just flannels. I mean, I'm not wearing that today, but yeah. I mean, this is from the show. I was gonna say, that was so low, you had to like lean down and talk. But yeah, no, everything that I own is pretty much John's now. The boots that I'll wear were worn in certain scenes. I stole that. I stole from the Campbell house. This is all on camera. I stole from the Campbell house. They had like bourbon, whiskey, like they're little toppers for your beer, or for your whiskeys and bourbons. And I was like, all right, I'll steal that. I was gonna use that. Tell me that. But yeah. So I don't know. John's got some pretty basic fashion. Kind of like it though. That was actually one of the conversations I had. So Carrie, I don't know if anyone knows this actually. This might be a fun little fact. The woman who does our wardrobe is the woman who did all of Supernatural's wardrobe. And the only reason she did that is because she loves Jensen. And Jensen called her and was like, hey, we need you, fly to New Orleans. And that poor woman was in New Orleans. She lives in Vancouver, and she was in New Orleans for like 9 months. Just away from family and away from friends. So Carrie, we love her. She's fantastic. And she puts up with us, so yeah, there's that too.
So, as many people here know, I feel your pain on the losing the luggage thing. It was a thing. Do you have a lead? Do they actually know where it is? Can they get it to you?
It's in motherfucking Atlanta. Right where she said it would be.
I highly suggest you invest in air tags and GPS tunnels.
Yeah, that's what people were telling me. Yeah.
It took like a week to get here, and then Natasha backstage stole it, brought it up on stage. It's like,
see, the thing is, everyone suggests these things after you've lost it. I also highly suggest if you pack 2 bags to divide like underwear and socks into both bags. I brought my mom, and so my mom was like washing my clothes in the bathtub.
if you need some more, I have some of the detergent.
Yeah, please, yeah.
Because it
We use,
is,
like, hand soap.
yeah.
Just,
Generally Italian clothes are not made for people our size.
yeah. But yeah, no, I will definitely take better precautions. Somebody actually told me too, you can ship luggage like through its own service. Like you ship a couple days before and it arrives and it's there for you. But with my luck. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. I wanted to ask that the Winchesters are set back in time in the early 70s, and I wonder how is it like to act living in that time, like clothes, music, attitude? Is it different from living now, or?
Yeah, it is. We're also telling like the CW's version of the 70s, so there's like obviously creative liberties that are taken. But yeah, I think the coolest part for me is when I'm on set, like it's very clear that you're on set. It's all the cars, all the buildings, everyone's wardrobe. Like it's just really easy to assume your character when everyone's dressed like they're from 1970. I had to fight them to keep me out of bell bottoms. I hate those. No offense to anyone who loves them. They're a pain in the ass when you're running through like mud in the forest, which we do a lot. But yeah, it's. I don't know, I love working on period pieces. So I was actually talking to Ricky backstage, and we were just talking about like working on period pieces. It's just so easy to assume your character when you're wearing some garb from somewhere. But yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. I guess, but John's fashion is so like, it's just trucker. It's a trucker. A lumberjack trucker. That's the way I would describe it. That's what I told Gary. She's like, what do you want to wear? I was like, just picture a lumberjack in a truck in the 70s.
If you can get sequins.
I do. So first of all, I just want to say I'm definitely one of those people for whom John is a controversial character. So congratulations on making me genuinely care about John Winchester again. You've been doing very well.
Thank you, that means a lot.
So I was wondering, in terms of, obviously we've had Gabriel / Loki, and was Rob just a cameo, or was he Chuck in the background? And now Rowena is going to be on. So I was wondering if there were any characters from the original show that you would really love to see time traveling back in, and how would you use them?
Oh my God, I want Misha. Especially after spending time with him, like just backstage, like he's such a cool guy. But I really want Cass. Like that'd be so much fun. And I feel like because he's an angel, you can figure out a way to get the same body in the same time. So I hope we get Cass. Crowley's always fun. There's gonna be some. Spoiler. In 12, there'll be like some Easter eggs of Crowley. So I'm gonna get so much trouble for second and the last con I'll ever be doing. Last solo. Jensen will be sitting here with me for the rest of time.
I mean, Jared spoiled Misha not being dead, Cass not being dead after season 12, so you can't do worse than that.
Is that what I should say backstage? Well, Jared did this! Yeah, thank you for ending my career. But yeah, no, there's cool. There'll be, there's gonna be characters in the next couple episodes. Well, I guess we only have 2, so in the next couple episodes there'll be some characters returning. I'm digging my grave right now. I don't know what they're keeping secret. Let's go. Somebody ask. I'll throw it out there. Yeah, no. Thank you all for watching the Winchesters, by the way. It really does mean the world. And we feel your support, especially when I was live tweeting from the plane, and it was so cool to see like the love pouring through, and yeah, y'all are fucking great families. I had no idea it existed, and I had no idea it existed in this capacity, and it's just like true. Like, I don't know if y'all feel that because you are the fan base, but like, we feel it. And I just, thank y'all. And honestly, a fucking round of applause for you guys, because you guys fly a fucking rolling for this stuff, and you fly everywhere. And it does mean a lot, the support. It's insane. I got to bring my mom to Italy because of you guys. That's fucking crazy. So really, thank you. Spend a week with her, which doesn't happen much anymore. So thank you. All right. Before I start crying.
I did hear you on the Richard Robb podcast, so you may have already touched upon this. When you're acting as John, a lot of your mannerisms remind me of Jared acting as Sam.
Yeah.
Did you do anything intentionally, I think you said you were a fan of the show of Supernatural before, so like anything you pick up on and be like, oh, you should do that, or...
There's so many things actually, like, I guess this kind of goes to the other question. There are so many things, because as we were filming The Winchesters, I just started season 1, episode 1. And every night I would come home and I would just watch an episode, because I was like, even if I fall asleep during it, I was like, I feel like it's like absorbing the knowledge. So there would be things that like, I was building so much of my character, John, just seeing. And I was like, look, we're in this like really cool position where we're a prequel and we get to steal everything that Jensen and Jared did, everything that made them great. We get to take it and people will just be like, oh look, that's where it came from. And in reality, I just wanted to steal something cool. So yeah, there's a lot. With Jared, it is the physical comedy for me. There was like a moment in episode 3 where Betty comes to the door and I answer the door and I was just in my head, I was like, what would Jared do? What would Jared do? And trip over my own feet is kind of the answer to that. So yeah, like finding a lot of those moments. And then John Showalter, who was our producing director, directed a lot of Supernatural. So, you know, every couple episodes, like he'd come over and he'd be like, hey, like, there's a golem in this episode. This happened the last time Sam was there, so watch this scene. And right before I'd be on his phone and watch it, and he'd be like, all right, say that line exactly like that. And so we would do stuff like that because I don't know. I think y'all enjoy stuff like that. I enjoy it. It's fun. But yeah, a lot of like the physical comedy comes from me just watching Jared. Just being himself. I don't even know if he's intentionally doing it. It's tough when you're tall and lanky. It's not hard. I feel like even sitting here, I'm just like this all the time. I work my legs. This was me in the plane for 12 hours. It's brutal.
Try more apple juice.
I don't know. Is there someone named Sarai here? Okay, no. Sarai was sitting. Sarai? This is my plane buddy. I met her on the plane. She was sitting next to me and my mom as I was screening an episode for my mom that wasn't supposed to be out yet. And then all of a sudden my mom got up to the bathroom and she's like, Sarai goes, how are you screaming The Winchesters? And she saw my name at the bottom. And she was like, is that Drake? And I was like, my mom was like, yeah. And I was like, fuck. Yeah, thank you for being here, Sarai. But I'm sure you saw me trying to get comfortable laying down in that plane. It wasn't happening. But yeah, that was the first time I kind of pissed my pants. She saw the whole fucking thing. But yeah, so. We organized a sign backstage to signal subtly that someone else is going to come on stage. Do I stay up here until they come out? No. We didn't organize that sign. That's Tatiana, by the way. She's a fantastic handler. I love her. She's so sweet. Yeah, she's wonderful. Her daughter also works these clients, and I don't know if you all know this, the handlers for these things, they do all of them. Like, they've been here. If you've come to 12, they've been at 12. If you've come to 7, they've been at 7. And they're wonderful fucking people. Super, super sweet, and they really like treat us like family. They let me vent to them about my lost bags for like but they're all wonderful, and Tatiana's daughter, Elena, works here. And yeah, it's really cool. It's like a huge family. So anyway, shout out to the handlers. What else are we talking about? I'm gonna spin the wheel again. Oh, I forgot I have it on. All right, I'm gonna work on that. Don't make Jojo spin the wheel. Whatever you do. No, they're for sure gonna sing you hard times. I guarantee it. That's my bet. But yeah. Anything else y'all want to talk about? Oh wait, one more question.
Just a little bonus question. I was just wondering what else we can see you in. I don't think I've seen you in this, just as...
A depressive state? Maybe for my next job?
Well, yeah.
See me wandering the streets of LA with my head shot?
Did you just find the Winchesters as your first big job?
Yeah, the Winchesters is definitely my biggest job.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you so much. so sweet. Yeah, the Winchester's my biggest draw, and I am waiting for following employment, and hopefully a season 2. But in a perfect world, we'll do 10, 13 episodes, depending on where we're at with the Winchesters, and I can do that as long as you guys will have me. And I'm really hoping we get it renewed for a season 2. But I'll post whatever I'm in. But right now, there's nothing on the docket.
What other sort of things would you like to do one day?
I love films. I really want to do feature film acting. I'm really big into I like the indie art house world. Doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be $200,000 budget, but anything that's just very very character driven. I like things even that's how I kind of approach the character genre. Is where's the heart? Because we're doing all these fantastical things, fighting zombies or ghouls or ghosts or whatever it is. It's very easy to lose. What are we trying to say? This is all just icing, and if the cake isn't solid, it's kind of tastes like shit. So like that, anything like that. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss on these things.
Fuck yeah.
All right. So anything. I really have a very broad spectrum of interest. Anything that's based in art. I like that stuff. If you know someone, say something. Yeah, please. I would actually. I want to pitch Jared. I want to play a young Walker for a couple episodes. I feel if I say that here, it'll manifest itself. But I would definitely be open to playing a young version of Jared, or Jared's grandfather or something on Walker Independence or something like that. It would be really cool. I'd love to cross over and. They're a big family and they're also supportive. So whatever I could do for them. I don't need employment. Come on. I'm living large. I have free clothes. I just lost. You guys are kidding. This is so strong. There's no apple juice in that.
Pace yourself. It's a long weekend.
Pace yourself.
You're young. You're young. It'll be fine.
Last night that was a good night too. Fantastic. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? More about the child. What other stories do I have?
How much? Oh, there it is. Hi, surprise. Hi, everybody. Get on the stage. What is it? Is that what? There's a lot going on right now.
Hello, Dad.
What is that? Surprise? Oh.
Answer the fucking questions.
Okay.
Don't stop talking.
Okay.
Spin the wheel.
Don't do this.
Spin the wheel.
Wait, do I spin the wheel? Oh my gosh, okay.
Thank you guys so much.
He's a cool dude. Oh gosh, okay. So I spin this, and what, I have to do one of these things?
Yes.
Oh, this is a setup. Okay, here we go. I'm going for it. That was my best dance move, thank you very much. Hi, everybody. Hi. I'm Jojo. Nice to meet you all. How are we doing today? Doing good? Oh my gosh, so many amazing faces. Some faces I've already seen and met. Oh my gosh, hi. Good to see you all again. Amazing, glad we're all doing well. Hello. Cool beans. I'm literally just chilling here with y'all today. So happy to be here. My first time in Rome. First time out of the country, actually. Wild. And my mother is here with me, actually. Her birthday is on Saturday. Funny story. I'll actually share that quick little story. So I actually was not, of course, I only found out that I was going to be coming to Rome just a few weeks ago. which is wild. So everyone was just like, why didn't you say anything? I was like, I didn't even know I was gonna be here. So it was really cool. And my mom was going to be coming to visit me in New York City and where I live. And she was gonna spend a weekend there for her birthday. And so they told me that I was gonna be coming out here, and I said, oh, but you know, that's when my mother is coming to visit me for her birthday. And she was like, or Jensen was like, well, that's totally fine. Like, we'll get a ticket for your mom and she'll come spend her birthday over here in Rome, Italy. And I was just like, well, damn, all right. For free, I didn't have to pay for it. It's so amazing. But yeah, so I got to like give her a quick call on the phone once everything was confirmed, and then, you know, she was, you know, just so excited and so thrilled. So she's out exploring, living her best life, you know, in the streets of Rome. I think she's getting a massage at the moment. Getting a massage. She told me last, she was like, oh, it's this beautiful Italian man. I'm just like, Mom, calm down now. It's a good thing that we're not in the same room at the hotel. My gosh, but it's a great time. We're very happy to be here. So excited. But yeah, fantastic. Okay, one more time because I want a bigger reaction. The first one wasn't good enough. How are we doing? Thank you. Carlos would approve. Fantastic. So if anybody, by the way, has any questions, I believe we have a question over here. Yeah, happy to answer, happy to talk. What's up?
Hey Jojo, it's really nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, I absolutely love the scene where you're singing Hard Times Come No More. I had that on repeat in my car for about 3 weeks straight.
Oh my gosh, pour your ears. Oh my god, thank you.
And I especially love that Carl's dedicated it to his found family. So I was wondering how that was like to film, and I love that Carlos is having the found family, and yeah, what that means to you, kind of.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it meant so much because it was a really big thing because I didn't know until like maybe a couple weeks before that I was going to be singing in that episode. Robbie Thompson, our amazing writer, as you all know. Yep, shout out to Robbie. Amazing. He called me on the phone one day and he was just like, hey, so I have to just, I have some information about episode 8. So news, you're gonna sing. And I was just like, all right. Which I was obviously excited, but I was also just a little bit nervous because I was just like, oh God, like, you know, singing while I love it is such a vulnerable thing for me, and it means a lot, and I always want to do it justice. And also, it's like singing 70s music or music that was, you know, not current. So I really wanted to do it justice, and I wanted it to be great. So he told me it was going to be Hard Times Come Again No More. And yeah, the process of getting that song up and going was really great. We actually recorded it in a studio in New Orleans, and it was beyond thrilling because the studios out in New Orleans are not like your basic recording studios. They're kind of like, you know, either in like these houses or for instance, mine was like in an old church that they turned into a studio. So you can only imagine like being like in front of a microphone, but all around you is like these stained windows and just like these altars and things like that. It was just a really beautiful sight, and to sing that song there was just so beautiful. So yeah, I recorded in the studio. Our director for the episode, Amin, who is fantastic, was there. It was my first time meeting him because we hadn't even started the episode yet, and they recorded it in advance. And so recorded it there, and you know, it was fantastic. And then when it got to filming, that was also the first day on filming, was the first day I met Loud and Swing, everybody in Loud and Swing, which they were fantastic. Excuse me. And yeah, just it was such a full circle, amazing experience, you know. And it was also the first time when we filmed it, the first time I had ever even heard it, which was nerve-wracking. And also in front of all the crew. Nobody in the crew had heard, none of my castmates had heard anything of it yet. So that was terrifying, but incredibly exciting. And everyone was so supportive and so lovely. And fun fact, while filming that also, while it was a beautiful experience and I was feeling it and it was so great and I had all the support, when it was mainly the coverage on me though, Nita, Drake, and Meg, those hooligans, would sit across, and I have to look at them because they're my found family, you know, and it's supposed to be this beautiful moment, and you see in the episode they're like looking at me with like love and everything, but really what was happening behind the scenes was like Drake standing up and like smacking his butt, doing all these weird gestures at me, and Meg just like picking her nose, Nita doing all these faces and like saying things to me. Gosh, they were the worst, but I love them for it. But yeah, filming it was so much fun, and it was truly a blast and very, very special. Very, very grateful. That was one of my favorite episodes to film for sure. Yeah.
Thank you, like I said, I loved it so much.
Thank you, I'm so glad. Thank you so much. Your name one more time?
Karen.
Karen? Karen, nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Amazing. Hi. Hi.
So obviously Carlos is the best character in Winchesters.
Oh my gosh. I will not claim that. I love that you love Carlos, but thank you so much.
So my mind's already going to like, what is the Carlos spin-off show going to be about?
Oh my gosh. If I had a choice of a spin-off show or something?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Where would you like to see Carlos go? Like,
Oh, where would I love to see Carlos go?
What kind of future do you see for getting out of hunting, doing more? Could you see him in the salmon dean years?
That's really interesting. If I'm 100% honest with you, I haven't given it much thought. I think when it comes to sometimes with roles and characters that I'm taking on, I really try to stay present. But the thing that I would love to see for Carlos moving forward, if I can think of anything in this moment, is I would just love to see. The thing that I love so much about Carlos in this first season of the show is that the growth that happens with him from the beginning to the end when it comes to, and you'll see more as more episodes come out, he has so much more growth that comes through, but like he has such a great arc. He starts off as this kind of like, he's sassy and he's cold and he's kind of like, off with people and all that stuff, but when it comes to John, Mary, and Lanta, and all of the other characters, like he really just blossoms into having this really soft, sweet side to him. So I would just hope overall for him moving forward to continue to grow as a person and to, even though he has loved and lost a lot in his life, to continue to embrace love and to continue to embrace those that care about him and love him and not run away from that. So I would, in that serious note and in that, growing character note, I would definitely want more of that for him. I want him to continue to find more fun ways to slay monsters and demons and have fun and be creative. Like, honestly, one of the favorite things that I did get to do and that I got to create with the stunt team and with Robbie and with everybody was the holy water hair commercial situation. So thank you. That was something, because like for a long time we kept thinking like, okay, what is like, we know that Carlos has all these gadgets and ways of like getting at these demons and getting at these monsters, but how, like, what's a good fighting style for Carlos? And I kid you not, it was totally a joke. I was talking to Robbie and I was like, oh, like what would Carlos naturally use on their body as a weapon? Their hair. That would be like iconic and it'd be hilarious. And we just started like, me and Robbie just started joking around about like holy water in the hair and vampires and stuff, and then literally I got a script 2 weeks later and it's in there and all the producers, kid you not, I see it and I'm just like, oh, I'm ready, let's go. You're gonna put it in there, I'm not gonna play with that, we're gonna do it. And so I went to the stunt team, we got rehearsals in advance, because usually sometimes when you're filming a TV show you gotta go really fast with these with learning stunts. Sometimes you're learning it on the day when you're filming it. But I was like, no. We have to take our time. Let's really invest in this. Especially because, not gonna lie, some of the producers, not Jensen and Tennille, but some of the producers on set and in Louisiana read that in the script and they were like, I don't know, that's a bit much. I don't know, can we pull that off? That's not really gonna work. And I was like, watch me. give me some time, give me some sessions in the stunt team, and we'll make it happen. And we did. And my neck and my back are still recovering, but it was definitely worth it. At least I hope it was. I think it was. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I would want to see definitely more of that growth for Carlos and more of that fun, creative side of him. And also him in a way continuing to just be unapologetically himself as he has been. That's what I love so much about him. And so yeah.
His entry was like one of the best entries of just like
facts. You see, that's what I mean. It's like creative. It's just like he doesn't have to do that, but he's just like, I'm gonna have fun because, like I said, because he's gone through a lot with hunting. He can't take it too seriously. He's like, if I'm not gonna have fun at least while doing this, then what's the point? You know? Like, I'm not gonna let these monsters like get to me. I'm not gonna let these demons get to me. I'm gonna have fun with it while killing them. Yeah, that's pretty much what I would want. I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. What's your name, by the way?
I'm Lisa.
Lisa, thank you, Lisa. Nice to meet you. Hey.
Thank you for coming all the way to Europe.
Oh my gosh, you do not have to thank me. I'm happy to be here.
So, internet tells me that The Winchesters is your first acting on camera.
Yes.
That's a reference for something else.
Wait, now I want to know what this reference is.
Somebody else.
Huh?
Ask Misha.
Oh.
Had on his resume that one of his skills is acting on camera. I wasn't trying to make a joke. I was trying to ask you.
No, I know. That's actually hysterical, though. Of course, Misha would say that. I love that.
What are some of the biggest differences between theater and musicals and what you've done before and then acting on camera?
Well, it's not on my resume, and no, I don't know. You know, a lot of people have asked me if I ever were to do TV, or if I wanted to stick to TV and film and not go back to theater, and I'm like, absolutely not. Like, I really want to go back to theater. Like, I really want to keep doing both if I can. But the main difference, I would say. The thing that I love so much is, like, for instance, this. Like, when I'm on stage, I can feel an audience's energy right away. I can feel, like, I can hear the cries. I can hear the laughs. I can hear everything. So that just fuels me and makes me feel so alive on stage and so present and in the moment. And I feel like I can't be anywhere else. So I love that so much. But then also the really cool thing about being on film or like, you know, on camera is that you can just capture like a moment in time and just like that moment is forever there, you know? And I think there's something so wild about that. It's the same thing, I don't want to get too tripped out about this, but like sometimes you take a picture and you see the picture and you're like, that's a moment in time. Like, I don't know, I just get really caught up in that. I think there's something really cool and unique about that. Yeah, I like that you get to have a little more time with TV film or with being on camera. You get to have a couple takes to get it right, versus when you're on stage, it's kind of like you have to be so present, you have to be so there. But I love that too because I love the challenge of that, and I love to just see where it goes. But yeah, it's really cool. I really love both, and I think those are the main differences. I can say the hours are very on TV film, they're very long. Sometimes you're on set for like 16 hours and you're falling apart, but it's you're enjoying yourself and you're having a great time because like what you're filming and what you're doing is so exciting, especially this show. You know, it's incredible. So that's what I would say. Yeah, amazing. What's your name?
Luna.
Luna? Like the moon?
No.
No? I'll shut up.
No, it's Danish.
Oh, Danish, beautiful.
It's L-O-N-E.
L-O-N-E. Oh, beautiful. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Love it. Definitely missed the mark on that one. Oh my gosh. I mean, fantastic. Is everybody having a good time today so far?
Yes.
Fantastic. Is everybody like, everyone's kind of like from all over, right?
Yes.
I believe so. Okay, on the count of 3, everybody shout where you're from. 1, 2, 3. I love it there. It's amazing. Oh my gosh. We have another question, my friend. Hello.
Hello, I'll take the chance to ask another question.
Sure, please. Yes.
Episode 11,
Okay.
just aired, was really big for Carlos and Marta,
Yeah.
and some of that was amazing.
Yeah.
The,
Thank you.
the last scene in the bunker where you're talking and you have the line, I'm going to quote it badly, nothing you can say makes me love you any less, or won't make them love you any less.
Yes.
That was an amazing scene, and I was wondering, did that take extra prep? Because there's a lot in that episode with those kind of really emotional scenes.
Yeah, you know, kind of, well, no, actually, I don't know. It's kind of it's a toss-up. Because you know what's funny is when we were filming that scene in particular, it was kind of hysterical because our director, Lisa, would have us start the scene. As you see, we kind of walk into the space and we get to the pool table and we start packing things up. But she would have us do takes where she's like, okay, like as Carlos and Lata, like, you know, have a little banter. Like, they didn't end up using any of it. I think they just kind of wanted to use it to get us into the scene. But literally, Nita and I would be just like walking like next to each other and we'd be like, she'd like look at me and she'd be like, Carlos, did you take a shower? And they're like, yes, of course I took a shower, Lata. Did you? Your hair smells like shit. I don't know. Like, I would just say like random stuff, and it would just get us to that nice little relaxed state to have like a conversation like that. So that's what I loved. But naturally, here's what I'll say. I think of all the people on the set and all the people on the show, Nita and I, it's truly like Carlos and Lata. We're very close. I love her a lot. She's fantastic, and also like major shout out to her. She in episode 11 was fantastic. Beautiful performance, really. It was not hard for me to like take in all of that and emote and to cry with her because like gosh, it was so beautiful. Yeah, but with that last scene, I don't know. I feel like we just naturally had that relationship already. Like I feel like we have those conversations sometimes. Like Carlos is to Lata, she is that way to me in life, and I'm that way to her. So that was truly one of those scenes that just it was so natural for both of us. And like the hug and everything, that was, none of it was rehearsed. It was just like, here's where you have to be and just go. And I think it's because the director knew that we were naturally already just like that way. So it didn't require too much prep. It didn't, at least for me it didn't, because I like to think that, yeah, we're just naturally affectionate and caring and always checking in with each other. But yeah, that's what I would say, yeah.
Yeah, I really love the last one.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a really special bond. It's a really, really special bond. I love Nita very much. She's a doll. She'll be at some future conventions for anyone that will be attending any creation convention. She's coming up soon. So definitely come on out and see us. Yeah, it's amazing. She's fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, friend. I'm good. How are you?
Good. So all 3 of my kids are watching Winchesters with me. They're not Supernatural fans, but they're all watching Winchesters and love it. You're the fave, so you know.
Thank you.
But my oldest son wanted me to ask you if you were going to try to get into your contract that you get the van like the boys did with Baby.
It's definitely been a topic. It's definitely been a topic. I would hope so, because I would definitely take that van cross country on like road trips and stuff. And even us as a cast, like me, Drake, Megan, and I have already talked about like whenever, you know, Winchesters, you know, were to come to an end in any way, hopefully not for a very long time. We were hoping for more time. But we've talked about definitely taking that van on road trips. It needs some work, because it's like truly like a van from the 70s. So every once in a while we always have to have a couple vans on hand, because sometimes we'll be like, all right, we're about to do a take. Great. And it falls apart and we're just like, get out of the van, and we get out of the van and then we have to start up a new van. So it would definitely need some work, but I would definitely hope so. It's been a conversation. Jensen has definitely come up to me and been like, hey, you should think about it. Definitely get it fixed. Check it out, make sure it's good, but you know, get it going, get it working. Yeah, I would hope so, yeah. Thanks so much. Fantastic. Oh, y'all are so wonderful. Y'all are so wonderful. Pardon me while I stretch. Oh, you're capturing that? Good stretching
Beautiful.
camera. I'll be looking for that photo. Beautiful. Oh, man. Is every... Oh, I was gonna say, well, actually, I was gonna talk to some people. Anybody have any recommended... Oh, we have another question. Really quickly, before we get to the questions, anybody have any recommendations of things to see in Rome?
It's a loaded question.
Just like places to go and other things. I mean, we know the Trevi Fountain, we know the Colosseum, but like anybody, I've already gotten some recs from some people, so if anybody has any recommendations to me, please feel free to just like yell them out. Say it one more time. Ostia? Oh, okay, I'll definitely look into that. Beautiful. I'm gonna write all of this down on my phone. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do?
Record.
I'm gonna record. Say it again.
Ostia.
Beautiful. Ostia. Anybody else?
Cat Sanctuary.
One more time.
Cat Sanctuary.
Beautiful. Last call.
Villa
One more time.
Borghese.
Villa Borghese.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh, the way you just said that. Oh, that was gorgeous and beautiful. And you snapped with it too. Oh, love it. Anybody else have any last recommendations?
San Clemente.
Beautiful, thank you. One more time? Beautiful. Oh, I love y'all. Y'all are the best. Y'all take such good care of us. Thank you so much for that. All right, and getting on to questions. I'm not sure who to go to. You. Hi.
I just had a thought, actually.
Oh, yes.
Sorry.
It's all good. Take your time.
I have to cope with these things. If you're travelling a little bit, try Paestum as well.
Ooh, one more time?
Paestum.
Ooh, beautiful. I'll have to write that
It's
down.
like Greek temples.
Oh, yes, lovely. I think, actually, I will be going on Saturday, I know, to Venice. We'll be traveling, me and my mother, on her birthday. We're going to go over there and check that out. So that'll be wonderful. Yeah, lovely.
I did have a little question.
Yes.
I was just, you were saying about comparing TV and theatre.
Mhm.
I just wanted to ask a bit about the theatre that you've done.
Mm.
So what's been your highlights?
Right before I booked the Winchesters, I was doing hair. I don't know why. No, yeah, I was doing hair at Oslo Repertory Theater in Sarasota, Florida. That was a really fun experience. I played Wolf. That was the character's name, which was actually the equivalent of like almost like a non-binary character in that time and in that show, because I noticed when I read the script that like Wolf was never referred to as either he or she or anything. They were just Wolf, which I loved. So that was my first time ever exploring like a character where I could bring some of my own identity to it, which was a lot of fun. That was a role I got to play that I really loved. Right before that, I played Paul in a chorus line. Yeah, there's that. I literally, it's so funny. A lot of my recent shows before I booked Winchesters took place in the 1970s, so I was practically prepared for this. I literally, like, I've just been like in the 70s doing a lot of 70s work for a minute. Like I said, I don't know why. I don't see it at all. But but it was fantastic. Say it again.
You have the 70s look.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, literally. Oh wait, that was actually a funny story. I remember I was doing a fitting, one of my first fittings for the Winchesters, and I sent a photo of myself in the room when me, Meg, Nida, and Drake were in a group chat. We hadn't met yet. We hadn't like been to New Orleans yet to start filming, but they started putting us in some fittings like in our location. So I was in New York and I took a photo of me in front of the mirror, just like, hey guys, first fitting, and I was, just dressed in my normal street clothes. And like Drake messaged back and was just like, oh amazing, is that your first costume? I was just wearing my own clothes. And it was, yeah, so people naturally look at me and they think like I walked out of the 70s. Because I do love the fashion, I love the bell bottoms, I love the high waist, I love all those things. I embrace it fully, the hair.
Born too late.
Huh?
Born too late.
Born too late. But here I am now to rack it up. So there we go. Thank you so much. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Hi.
Hi. I'm Kim. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Kim.
So I was wondering, what was your audition process like?
Oh, my audition process. So, funny enough, guys, I'm about to come up on the 1-year anniversary of booking the role. I think it's March 11th. I think it's March 11th that I found out that I got the part. So that's really cool. So that's coming up. It's gonna be almost a year. That's crazy to me. How fast time has gone. That's wild. It's also very odd to see yourself on a screen right here. Wow, interesting. I don't know why I did that. My audition process was all through video and Zoom sessions. So initially what happened was I have an agency, so they submitted my information, my headshot and my resume to the casting team for the show. They saw my face and everything and they were like, we like that. Send in an audition video. They sent me the material for Carlos, which the scene that I had to do was the van scene, the first one with the hitting the demon and trailblazing through. And then the scene after that was the one that I did with Lata in the Ada's bookstore after everything has been demolished and, you know, we're trying to figure out what's going on. And we talk about Carlos's Tupelo messy past. So I did those 2 scenes, put them on tape. I kid you not, y'all, I literally looked at that breakdown and I read the sides and I was like, I'm not gonna get this. Fully. I was convinced that it wasn't really for me. But I submitted the tape anyway. I don't even think I had a reader or a person reading the other lines. I didn't even think I had time enough for that. So what I ended up doing was I filmed myself saying the lines. Like, I don't know, what's I would say a line and then I would leave a gap and then I would voice over my own voice speaking to myself. So it was so ratchet, but funny. And you know, and I made just funny, silly choices because I was genuinely convinced that I was like, I'm not gonna get this, so I'm just gonna have fun. But I guess that was one of the things that they liked most about it. So, submitted the video, got an email from my agents about a week later saying they want to have a work session. So I had a work session via Zoom with Glenn Winter, our director for the pilot, and Jensen and Daniil were also present, along with John Showalter and the casting team as well, Robert Ulrich. And we did the materials, they filmed me on Zoom, then they sent my videos over to the network, and then the network came back with some notes and they had me do another session, and they recorded that session as well. Oh, fun story. I don't think I've ever told this story publicly, so get your phones out. Jensen and everybody knows this story, so it's totally fine. And me and my best friend, who was my reader in that moment, we still laugh about it. But basically, I went and I did, for my final audition, my final callback for them, there's 2 scenes. So I do 1 scene, I get the 1 scene done, goes really, really well. And they're just like, Jojo, thank you so much, thank you, we loved it, all this stuff, giving me all this praise, and I'm loving it. And they're like, thank you, have a great night. And so I think, okay, they saw the first scene and they're good, they got what they needed. So I exit off the Zoom and me and my best friend, who was my reader, there in the room with me, we were supposed to go to 2 parties that night. So, you know, me being me and setting up for a party, I like to do a shot before. I like a little pre-game shot for fun. And it was a pretty hefty shot and I hadn't also eaten anything in a couple of hours. So me and her just do the shot. It's like I said, hefty, strong, and within a minute I'm already feeling it. And then I go back to my phone, pick up the phone and I look at it. I have 2 missed calls as well as a few text messages from the casting department saying, we forgot to do the 2nd scene, can you come back? And I'm just like, oh no. So I'm just like, oh god, oh god, oh god. So then I'm getting my stuff together. I'm telling my friend also, who is also, compared to me, this tall. She's tiny, she took a hefty shot, is gathering the sides and is just tipsy already. Okay, it's fine. You're gonna be fine. She can hardly speak. And I'm just like, get it together, please just get it together for me really quickly. I get back on the call and being me, I just say oh, it's so funny, I was about to pour myself a drink. And then I did the 2nd scene, and luckily, I think their note for me was, I did it the first time, and they said, oh great, can you do it again, and can you just be a little more imagine if Carlos is just really high. I then proceed to just go, no problem. And I just take the biggest inhale and I fully allow myself to fall into my tipsiness. And I do the scene and we finish, I get off the Zoom. 3 days later I found out that I got the role. So I thank the shot and I literally I believe it was also, one of the final stories that I'll say about that is that I think we talked about afterwards, once I got the role and I told Jensen and Daniil the story. On the final night of shooting, I got everyone a shot in honor of that story because that's when I told everybody about what that was. So we all celebrated with a little shot and it was a lot of fun. Full circle moments, I love it. Thank you. Don't do what I did, folks. Hi.
Hi,
How you doing, love?
I'm great. Thank you for being here for you.
So happy to be here, thank you.
Talking about the air, the long air, makes me wish that we could see Sam Winchester have longer, like demons.
He would look amazing, I'm sure. Carlos could teach Sam a couple things.
Yes, that's one thing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about creative ways to fight ghosts or whatever it is, but the fans came up with a hula filled with salt.
Yes, I read this. I'm down. Carlos would be so down. That's so creative. And honestly, so much easier and quicker to get the job done, especially when trying to create a circle of salt around a demon or something, right?
Yeah.
I think that'd be amazing. Yes.
And I'm thinking if there's any kind of creature or, I don't know, personally I like legends or myths and any creature or something that you would like to be included in the show.
I was talking to Robbie about this, and maybe this is just because of my fascination with them. There's something about a siren that I think would be so cool for the Winchesters. I personally want Carlos to be lured by a siren and then turn into a siren. I think that would be so dope. I don't know why. There's just something about that I think is so cool. I would love to take on a siren. Any water creature or something like that. I think that'd be kind of neat. Yeah.
That would be amazing.
I think that would be amazing too. Let's make it happen. Everybody go to social media right now. Get on. I think they just told me, I think we're done. But my goodness, y'all are so lovely. Thank you so much for being so amazing. For meeting you all. Y'all are incredible.